Have you ever tried figure skating? I have, and I still do it. I have been doing this since I was around 6 years old, and I was curious to learn more about it. For Capstone, I chose to research more about the history of figure skating. My main inquiry question is, how has figure skating evolved throughout history? My research was based on these sub-questions. How did figure skating start? How did ice skates become the way they are today? What is one of the struggles women faced while trying to participate in competitive figure skating? And what is the history of Olympic skating? And what is figure skating like today? How did figure skating start? Skating started around 3000 BCE, before Common Era, when the Northern Europeans started using skating as a way to get from village to village. Skating turned into figure skating in the US when a man named Jackson Haynes, born 1840 in New York. Jackson Haynes was known as the father of figure skating. He did ballet, so he added his ballet techniques to skating and it became figure skating. Jackson Haynes went to Europe in 1865. Then he won the men's championships, which started in 1896. His skating style was rejected in the US and England, but was very successful in Sweden, Austria, and other places on the continent. He even started his own skating schools. Sadly, on a journey to Stockholm by sled, he got pneumonia and passed away. In other words, skating started in Europe, and then Jackson Haynes turned it into figure skating. How did figure skates become the way they are today? The first skates were invented around 18,000 BCE. They were made in Scandinavia, and they were made out of animal bones strapped to a wooden base. The bone skates had no sharp edge, and they were flat and slippery on the bottom. In the 1300s, they reconstructed the skate to be a wooden boot with an iron blade underneath. In the 1500s, they decided to add a super curved toe to the front of the blade. They made it to prevent chipping and for fashion. At the start of the 20th century, they made skates with a jagged end on the front of the blade and called it a toe pick. Currently, skates are boots with a metal blade nailed on. The blades are twice as long as they were in the 1300s, and they are much easier to move in. Skaters can go speeds 4 times faster than they could earlier. And in case you were wondering, there is no difference between men's and women's skates except for the colors. The colors are usually black for men and white for women. But there weren't always skates for women. What is one of the struggles women face while trying to participate in competitive figure skating? A 20-year-old figure skater from England named Madge Sayers was the first woman to ever go to the figure skating world championships. There was no rule that women couldn't participate in this, but no one had ever tried. Sayers got silver and impressed everyone. After this, they created a rule that women weren't allowed to compete in the championships because it was too hard for the judges to compare women and men. Another reason they made this rule is because their dresses were covering their legs so they couldn't see their leg form well. Sayers then raised up her skirt and won the British Figure Skating Championships in 1903. After that, the British created a ladies category. Sayers also won the ladies category championships which they had created. Sadly, she then died a week before her 36th birthday. In my opinion, skating has improved for women and is more fair than it used to be. What is the history of figure skating Olympics? Right now, figure skating is one of the most popular Winter Olympic sports in the world, but it wasn't always this way. Figure skating was first put in the Olympics in 1908 as a Summer Olympic game. Ulrich Salchow won the first gold medal, and he invented a jump named after him. Later, it moved to be part of the Winter Games in 1924. Some of the figure skating events that take place are freestyle, pairs, ice dance, and synchronized skating. Ice dancing didn't become an Olympic sport until 1976. Team figure skating is one of the newest events, which started in 2014. Figure skating is now the oldest winter sport in the Olympics. This shows that figure skating Olympics has evolved over the years, and many changes have been made to it. How would you describe figure skating right now? Figure skating didn't always have a scoring system, but now they have one. The scoring is done by a number between -5 and 5. 9 judges vote, and then 7 of the 9 votes get randomly selected. The highest and the lowest scores are eliminated, and the rest of the scores are average. In other words, figure skating right now is where people do tricks on the ice, and the system for scoring has been created. In conclusion, figure skating has changed so much since it first started in Europe. The skates have changed, the fairness for women has changed, the Olympics have changed, and overall the history has changed. This leads me to believe that figure skating wouldn't be the same without all the history and evolution. Do you think that history has impacted figure skating in a negative way or positive way? Why?